Yo, 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 what up, y'all? It's your boy OCZ Savage. Today we're going to be doing the movement mechanics that you want to know for Back for Blood. Now, honestly, this game is pretty hard if you're playing on Nightmare, so you want to make sure that you have the movement down. Because a lot of the times what I see is, people might die because they don't know the spawns, or, they might be standing there and shooting, something comes up behind you. So you always want to make sure you kind of just keep your head on a swivel. So, like, generally speaking, a good game to compare this one to would be like Call of Duty zombies. So the way that you want to train them is virtually, the same way. You want to make sure, you line the zombies up, try to mow them down. This guy's not even playing. Try to line the zombies up, mow them down, so that way, you save yourself ammo because they're coming in a line, and then also, try to get the headshots, get them out of there quicker. But like movement speaking, you just want to always make sure you're never really just, kind of standing there. Unless you have like your whole team behind you, or, your back is against the wall, because the zombies, they're just going to continue to keep rolling in. So just make sure you're always looking, head on a swivel. And again, you always want to try to train them, almost like Call of Duty Zombies, so that way it's a whole lot easier for you to, I guess, maintain them or keep them in front of you. So now another thing is like carrying your momentum with like sprint jumping. So what you want to always be doing is kind of like sprinting into your jumps, whether it's forward, whether it's backwards, because like that one little hit that a zombie could have hit you, if you just, sprint and jump out the way, that momentum carries you just a little bit further and you don't get hit. That might save your life. So this is going to be the updated speed deck as of the the new update with the change of cards. The biggest things I think that changed the speed deck are going to be like shoulder bag and double grenade pouch, because now what they pretty much did is they add 5% slow speed onto that, and that is just, it's so unfortunate because those are really good cards to have in your speed deck, you know what I mean? So I would say take those off. And then evasive action, every time you used to get hit, you would move a little bit faster for 15 seconds. But the cool thing about that card was it happened every time you got hit. So, that card was so OP, one of my favorite cards in the game. Unfortunately, they switched it, so now it's defensive maneuvers. If you get hit for over 15 damage, you have 25% damage resistance. So back to the movement. Now, another big thing with the movement that I noticed is people correlate movement with movement speed. So what I want to explain is that, like, if you have a whole bunch of movement speed, to sprint to the end of the stage and all, that's perfectly fine. But honestly, you can get away with less movement speed if you had better movement mechanics, if that makes sense. So like here, I'm running through, farther afield, that first level. I don't even have that much movement. I think I have like 2 movement speed cards, like dash and cross trainers. But everything else is pretty much just, support, stuff for healing myself, even healing the team. But obviously, as you can see, you really don't need it. So all you really need to do is maintain that stamina bar. And as long as you're really out, like, you're never really out of stamina, it's going to be really hard for you to slow down or die. Another big thing too is like your controls. So like me, for example, we'll go over to the settings. I'll kind of show everything. So I play on 6515. I don't really aim up and down that much. There's not that many zombies coming out of the air, you know what I mean? So you really just have to look left and right. Hold to crouch, I have that off. Hold to sprint, I have that on. And then I don't play with any aim assist, but if I did, those would be the settings that I would use. But honestly, when you're running around with the aim assist carries on to your hip fire, so I personally don't play with it. And then I did have a couple questions in my comments about like graphics. So here are the graphic settings I play on. And then as far as like the gameplay, I play on Tritanopia. So you can change it to the different colorblind modes. Tritanopia personally looks the best to me. Makes it pop a little bit. But yeah, as far as like movement goes, again, you just want to make sure your controls are set. Like mine, I play on claw. So I sprint with L1, aim down the sights with L2, and then I jump with R1 and I shoot with R2. So it's super easy for me to juke around. I personally would suggest that you change your sprint button and your jump button, so that way it probably will be a lot easier for you to move around too. Because like I said, you don't really need as much speed as you would think that you would need if you had good movement mechanics. So I would say practice sprint jumping, moving around. Honestly, start up an offline match, try to just sprint through the game yourself, you know what I mean? So hopefully this video helped you guys out a lot. Make sure you guys slap that like button so we can reach out to more Back for Blooders. Also, down in the comments, let me know what cards you guys like in the new update, what you don't like. Also, with like the changes made to the cards, let me know you guys like that, you know what I mean? Like, again, the evasive action, that was one of my favorite cards. They changed that to defensive maneuvers. So that was pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping in. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. We're going to be coming out with more Back for Blood decks, tips, tricks after the new update. So, of course, I got you guys. I got you guys on the new decks. And I do want to make sure I let you guys know I appreciate all the continued support here on the page. Every single like, every single comment. It all gives me inspiration and motivation to, continue to make the videos. So, I really do appreciate you guys for that. As always, thanks for stopping in and checking out the video, and I'll see you on that next one. Peace.